Marie Folio is a marketing and lifestyle expert who inspires countless individuals to live rich, happy, and hot lives. She reaches over 100,000 readers in 188 countries worldwide with her weekly videos and newsletters, and leads dynamic training programs that teach individuals to succeed in business and in life. Marie was recently interviewed by Tony Robbins for his DVD series, The New Money Masters, and mentored young business owners at Richard Branson's Center of Entrepreneurship in South Africa. She also was on one of our recent Necker Island trips, which is awesome. We did the interview together with Richard Branson, which you've probably seen that. How many of you watch Marie TV? Okay, you will all probably start watching it after you see her speak. It's totally badass. Her loving yet wise-cracking advice, because she's slightly inappropriate, will inspire you to take charge of your success and happiness by boosting your business skills, shedding BS excuses, and injecting massive amounts of fun into each day. And what's really cool is on Tuesday, she's getting interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. So that's going to be awesome. Wow. So what would you like to add about Marie other than
we're all very happy to have Marie here, but I'm particularly proud because I'm her marketing papa. I'm the one that got her started in marketing. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
So let's just welcome Marie.
Give it up for Marie Folio. All right. And I'm going to leave you a fresh water right back there, okay?
Awesome.
Why wouldn't we? Welcome.
And, yeah, this will be fun.
Thanks, guys.
We are thrilled.
Well, I'm thrilled.
Do it up.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Big Daddy.
There you go.
Dean always says, he's like, Marie, remember, when someone asks you, who's your daddy? Tell them who it is. So before I want to begin, I do really want to thank both of these guys because I started my business a little over 10 years ago. And Dean Jackson was the person who introduced me to marketing and actually got me to fall in love with it. And it's been the cornerstone of everything I've done, and any success I've been able to have, it's been through my love of marketing that he inspired. And he also was instrumental in introducing me to other friends, which is eventually how I met Joe. And these two guys have supported me so much, believed in me, given me education, access to all kinds of things. And I just want to thank you guys because I love you both, and I really, really, really deeply appreciate it. So, so today I want to talk to you about how to create offers that crush it, right? How many people in here sell something or want to sell something? Wouldn't it be great if your offers were so irresistible that your customers were banging down your door to get it? That'd be good? Yeah. So I want to walk you through a formula that'll help you do that today. And along the way, I want to challenge you to really up your game. So this is a game-changing question that I want you to ask yourself, and I want this to be the framework, not only for what we do in this session, but what you do in this whole weekend, and more importantly, what you do in your entire life. How would you behave if you were the best in the world at what you do? How would you behave if you were the best in the world at what you do? How would that change what time, perhaps, you wake up in the morning? How would that change the food that you put into your body? How would that affect how you prioritize your day? How much time you spend twittering around on Twitter or Facebook, or tooling around in your email, or surfing the web? If you were the best in the world at what you do, how would that affect your behavior? And then if we start drilling down to that, how would it affect your business? And how would it affect your marketing? So as we go through this presentation, I want you to really think about that. It's been a question that I continue to ask myself, and I'm sure all of us have experienced times when we start to feel a little lazy, or we feel down on ourselves, or we're like, oh, we'll just do this and cut this corner, or just push this out to get by. And for me, I feel like what's really made the difference, especially over the last 3 to 4 years, is this question. Is considering myself world-class. Even if I'm not there yet, that's how I want to behave. Cool? So you guys up for that challenge? Yes. Good. Okay, so why is creating offers that crush it important? Now, obviously, revenue and profit. And really, offers that crush it are a combination, I believe, of art and science. And when you get these two things right, that's where the money comes in. And when I talk about art, I talk about your creativity and really about your soul, what you believe, what makes you original. What I thought was so genius First of all, I love Ned Hollowell, but what he was talking about yesterday when he was describing all of us and this massive amount of creativity that we all have, I think sometimes when he was talking about one of the bad sides of having all that creativity is perhaps having all these different ideas. And what I want us to do is to take that creativity, to take what we believe in our hearts and souls and use it as art, as a vehicle to make our businesses so original, so compelling, so gorgeous, so beautiful that our customers can do nothing but say, I gotta have that. And then there's the science side of it, which I know Joe was just talking about how he wants to make things as formulaic as possible, and that's great. So what you're gonna get out of this presentation is a checklist, something that you can take with you every single time you're gonna make an offer, and really go through it and just say, have I done this? Have I done this? And there's 8 steps. And for me, again, having checklists is really important because I assume, like you're all over the place. So having something that you can clearly work down and say, good, I've done all these things, is helpful. Okay, so this is a proven formula that's literally helped my company produce millions and millions of dollars in sales. Most recently, we did a launch, so proud, but it was 4.4 million. And it was amazing. This was in a few short weeks. And this was the same formula we used when we started this program. We started out doing a couple 100,000 in sales, and this is just 2 years later. So this stuff works. But the most important thing is this. This is the formula that's allowed me to make a difference in tens of thousands of lives, and that's why I do what I do. I love money. I think money's awesome. But what's more important to me is making an impact and making a difference. And when you get your marketing right, that's what you do. Okay, so little disclaimer. So if you sell information products or you sell advice, this whole presentation is right up your alley. But if you have anything that is more like jewelry or a product, you may find yourself going, well, I don't know how this applies to me. And in my estimation, checking out and going, oh, that doesn't matter in my business is a loser question. And you don't want to go there. It's not a way that you want to think, right? To say, oh, I don't think this really applies to me. So you want to ask yourself all the time, how does this apply to me? So if I talk about anything in this presentation that you're like, not going to work, ask yourself, how will this apply to me? Or how can this apply to me? And what that really does, it trains your brain to look for new connections and new ways, new innovations in your business that perhaps you wouldn't have thought of before because you checked out. Cool? All right, before we get to the formula part, we've got 3 art strategies to cover. The first one is your ideal avatar, your ideal customer avatar. How many of you guys have struggled with, and I know Dean and Joe talk about this, creating that one singular character, that one ideal customer? Has everybody done this work? Some people have. How many people have not done it? And be honest. Good. Thank you so much for your honesty. Thank you. It's the hardest thing to do, and I think one of the biggest struggles is because we never want to leave people behind, right? It's like, well, my product or service could help everybody. Or we're just lazy and we don't really want to do that work to sit down and create that ideal customer avatar. But knowing exactly who you're talking to is vital. It's vital to have that person so clear, that one individual that you know exactly who you're speaking to. That's the first piece of the magic puzzle. So many of us have several avatars in our business. When you're thinking about creating an offer, even if you serve several different markets, choose one person for the offer. Cool? So select one person. I'm going to talk about an example, a woman named Laura Williams. She was one of my clients. When we were developing the program that I was telling you about, it's called B-School, which is online business school for women who want to kick major ass. Laura Williams came to mind, and she's a real person. And a few years ago, when I was developing the program, this is how I would spend some of my Saturdays. I told you guys that I love marketing. I love learning from these guys. I have so many friends, my friend Eben Pagan and Frank Kern, and all kinds of different people that I love to learn from and just absorb their wisdom. And I remember sitting in Venice Beach, California, having Coronas and watching Frank Kern videos. And I was like, this is like kind of sad, but it's awesome. Like spending all day watching marketing videos and having drinks near the beach. And so we were thinking about the ideal customer avatar, and this woman, she's a real person. So I called her up, a little bit buzzed, but I'm like, Laura, you're amazing. We're creating this new program. Can I ask you a bunch of questions? She's like, of course. And over the course of 2 hours, we interviewed her and asked her the questions. So she was a real person. Now, if you have a real person, not suggesting that you get drunk and call your customers, but for us, it worked. But if you have a real person who you think is ideal for an offer, call them up, talk to them, have a real conversation, record it if you let them know you're doing it. It's really, really helpful. Number 2, create a core concept. This one was one of those other big things that's really challenging to do, but it is so freaking powerful, and I'll explain what it is. So a core concept for your offer is one big idea that wraps around what you're doing. It's a statement of fact that really sets up your sale. So it's also the big promise, right, of your product or your service. So I'm going to give you the example that we have from B-School. And by the way, if you want to check out the marketing that we've done for B-School, I think we've done an amazing job. You can go to joinbschool.com. You'll see some of what we're talking about today in action, okay, so if you want to see how it's applied. So our core concept for B-School is this: women who get and leverage online marketing have the highest profits, the best customers, and a business that makes money 24/7. Women who get and leverage online marketing have the highest profits, the best customers, and a business that makes money 24/7. Every single word in that statement was chiseled, worked on, edited down over weeks to get it perfectly right. What that core concept says for my market is if you don't get and leverage online marketing, you're not going to have the best customers, a business that makes money 24/7, or the highest profits. So it's this statement of fact that I believe to be true. So it's not something I made up that I'm lying about, but it's something that I have such deep conviction about that throughout my entire marketing campaign, I repeat that statement over and over and over again. What does that do? It helps my clients, first of all, get the truth that I stand for, but then it helps them start to make the connection in their mind that, oh my goodness, if I want a business that makes money 24/7, if I want to attract the best customers, if I want the highest profits, I need to get and leverage online marketing. Now, maybe they don't want to learn from me, but if they happen to resonate with my message and the way that I'm teaching, who do you think they're going to buy from? Make sense? Core concepts are tough. They're going to take your creative energy. Just like what Joe said before, this is applied psychology. If marketing was easy, everyone would be doing it and would be doing it well. This requires your most creative brain. It requires you to try different things. And core concepts take some time to develop. So if you have staff that you work with, if you have close customers, and you can start to kind of try this out with them and see how it resonates. And also see how it resonates in your heart. A core concept has to be absolutely true. Here's the other benefit to an awesome core concept. How many people here are in love with their topic area, whether it's your business and you sell supplements or you're selling information? The rest of you aren't? What the hell are you doing? You should not be selling shit you don't love. Does anyone ever told you that? So here's the thing, when you love something so much, right, you want to teach everything. Has anyone ever had that difficulty? Where do you stop yourself? If you're writing a book, you're like, I could write this thing forever. If you're developing a course, all of a sudden 6 modules has become 36. What a core concept helps you do is create a container. It gives you, as the creator, a stopping point. So for me with B-School, that core concept, women who get and leverage online marketing, right, have X, Y, and Z, anytime my mind started thinking about, oh, I could teach them about this, oh, I could teach them about launches, oh, I could teach them about all this stuff, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. That is outside of my core concept. So it gave me a stopping point, because I could just keep going and going and going. Make sense? Cool. Okay, 3, give massive, massive value first. I know this is a message that's been repeated, but it's really, really crucial. So way before you ever ask for the sale, and again, this is just a reiteration of what Joe and Dean teach all the time, giving massive value first. However that's going to work best for your business. Do it for free. Here was my intention. It's my intention with everything I do. We'll talk a little bit about Marie TV in a few minutes, but specifically with B-School. We took a long time to create our launch videos because I'm a perfectionist. I want things to be really good and I want them to be right. But here was the intention through which I created this stuff. I wanted every single piece of launch content, every single piece of free content that I put out into the world to be so freaking good that if someone never, ever, ever buys from me, they're gonna feel like that girl did me a good one. She taught me something. They'll refer other people to me. Because think about it, in this time, what do we all have hardly any of? Is time, and people can never get their time back. If they raise their hand, if they're brave enough to engage with you, to download your special report, to go and get your video, to go listen to your podcast, and you deliver shit, they can never get that time back. And here's one of my favorite ways to describe it, the Happy Meal mistake. So, ladies and gents, you can relate to this as well. So ladies, imagine if a guy asked you out on a date, and he said, great, we're gonna go out on this beautiful date, you're very, very excited. He gives you the address where you're gonna meet him for dinner, and you show up, and it's a McDonald's, and he gives you a Happy Meal. Would you ever expect that guy the next time to be flying you to Paris? Would you? No. So, your free content, what you are creating and putting out into the world, has to be high level. Remember back to our game-changing question. How would you behave if you were the best in the world at what you do? Would you be creating Happy Meal content? No, you would not. You would pour your heart and soul to it. It would be well thought out. And by the way, high-quality content does not have to be expensive or hard to produce. It means that you've thought it through. It means that you've really taken the time to think about your customer's journey, to anticipate their needs, to answer the questions that they most have, and deliver it with heart and soul and commitment. All right. So if you want to check out marietv.com, we do a really, really, really good job because we work our asses off. And you can check out joinbschool.com. Again, these are just examples so you can see how we do things because content creation is one of our specialties, and we work hard at it and we do it well. All right, so now we're going to move on to the 8-step offer formula. The 8-step offer formula. So number 1, we want to isolate a specific problem. And again, a specific problem, one specific problem. And for most of us entrepreneurs, I know certainly for me, it's one of my challenges, we can do everything. We want to talk about everything all at once. But here's the deal. Large general issues are hard for your customer to say, yeah, that's really me. So example, get lean cellulite-free thighs versus get a perfect body. In the women's market, which one do you think is going to do better? The first one, right? For the people that have that specific problem. Always use concrete language and engage the senses. So you want to help people visualize the results that you're going to help them create. And specific, tangible, and measurable always outsells abstract and ambiguous. And I hate to say this, and it's certainly, this is a broad generalization, but generally speaking, women have this one. We always have a tougher time with this. I work with a lot of women. I work with smart men as well, and women always want to go general. We want to get flowery. We want to transform, blah. What the hell does that even mean? Right? Okay, case study, specific problem. This is a fun one. So one of my clients, her name is Liz D'Alto. She's a personal trainer, specializes in working with women. And the original name for her first product that she wanted to sell was Smart, Sexy, and Strong. And I got on, she told me that, I was like, you know, that name sucks. It really does. And she's a great trainer, and she so believes in what she does, and she changes women's lives, and it's amazing. But I was like, that name is awful. New name we came up with, Tighter in 10 Days. So, yes, thank you. I thought it was really good too. So it solves the specific problem, right? For ladies, if you've got to look good fast, let's say you've got an anniversary, you've got a high school reunion, you've got something coming up and you've only got a short amount of time. Now the content that what she was teaching, the smart, sexy, and strong thing versus this is kind of identical, right? How you get yourself in great shape is how you get yourself in great shape. But she framed it in tighter in 10 days. That was her first information product. Through that launch, and she's still continuing to grow it out, she was able to quit working at a gym. She's now completely location independent. She's doing what she's always wanted to do, and she's changing women's lives. And it's like that was a game changer for her life and her business. It allowed her to stop being tied to gyms and other people's estimation of what she should be paid. So the lesson, even if your product does more, even if it does more, you've got to keep your marketing and your message tight and focused. Cool? All right, number 2, articulate your solution. Second step in our formula, articulate your solution. So focusing on the outcomes versus the results. I loved the SEO example that we had at the front of the room. I think that was amazing. I spent a shit ton of money on SEO recently, and they were telling me the same exact thing. It was like, Marie, we've gotten these page rankings. I'm like, yeah, so what? Who cares? I'm looking at opt-ins. I'm looking at conversions. I'm looking at the numbers that really matter to me. So you want to focus on the outcomes and the results that your clients most want. We don't care about coaching. We don't usually care about MP3s or the delivery mechanism. We just want the result. So you want to also think in terms of making your clients' lives as easy as possible, right? As easy as possible. Help them hit the easy button. So step-by-step templates, cheat sheets, done-for-you services, softwares, anything that sounds easy, because most of us are overwhelmed. We are so overwhelmed. We don't want to learn more things. We don't want to work that hard. And obviously, most things in the world do take some work, but if you can help your customers and make their lives as easy as possible, your offer is going to be that much more compelling. You're going to stand out based on your competition, and your clients are going to be like, I need to have that, and that's what we're going for. Okay, concrete language, another case study. So this was a young gal named Carrie Hill, and she was just getting started in the financial advice niche, giving financial advice, and she came to me and she said, I want to do this program, the Inside Out 21-Day Money Transformation. What do you think my answer was to her title? Sucks. Totally. So she's awesome. Title sucks. So 0 response when she sent out to her list. And she was just like, Marie, what's going on? And I was like, your title sucks. That's it. Don't worry. So we changed the copy to 3 steps to stop living paycheck to paycheck in just 21 days. Better? A very, very specific problem. So in her market, when people are looking for financial advice, we identified this was one of the core issues. This is one of the things they're saying to themselves in their head. I want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. So we used that exact language in the title. She sent out 1 email and she got 3 immediate sales, which was about $1,125 in revenue. Not bad, right, for a single email. Nothing else changed except for the name of the program. So this is talking about concrete language, how important it is to use very, very specific language that matches the exact conversation that your prospects are already having in their own head. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones, number 3, tackling objections and questions. I love this. I feel like this is such a fun challenge because think about it. All of your prospects, they have objections and questions, and you want to think these through. Every time we're making an offer, this is actually one of my funnest, this is the place where I have a ball. I usually open up a Google Doc, and I start writing down all the reasons that I know people are going to come to me and say, I can't do that. So I consider this a really good challenge. They always ask, how much time does it take? Who is this for, and who is this not for? The who is this for and who is this not for, I believe, is one of the most underused techniques, strategies, concepts in marketing. Be clear and unapologetic. You know this. The truth is your product or service is not for everyone. You are not good for every customer, so stop being scared to tell people no. Don't be afraid to leave money on the table. You should be leaving money on the table of the people that are going to refund and be a pain in the ass anyway. Yes? Do you guys want pain in the ass customers? I don't. We love saying no to people. Love it, love it, love it. So be very, very clear, be unapologetic about who you are right for, and be very clear and unapologetic about who you are wrong for. One of the reasons we keep upping our game here is because I love my team so much, I don't want them dealing with people. This is not how they should be spending their time, trying to convince someone of what we offer, or trying to convince them that they're in the right program. We don't want to do it. So you also have to include the logistical questions. Again, this is based on whatever product or service you're selling, but every single question they could possibly ask. What else does this do? This cuts down on your team's time to do all these question answering via email or on the phone. So I would love you guys to do this right now. Just for the next minute or so, list at least 20 objections and questions that you have. Choose one product, something that you're selling right now, or a service that you're having. Just write down 20 questions, objections in this moment of what people are saying about why they can't buy or why they're still on the fence. Okay, good. Did you guys get some things down? A few of them? Awesome. Keep going. The more that you can generate outside this room and to start putting this into your marketing materials, it's going to be fantastic. If you guys want to see an example of the way that we do it for B-School, just take down that URL. It's the page that we call Is B-School Right for Me? Is B-School Right for Me? So it's rhhbschool.com/right-for-me. Cool? Again, just an example to help give you guys some ideas. And you want that page or this copy to be as conversational as possible. Just like what Joe and Dean were saying earlier, you want to keep your copy like you're talking to a friend. Of course, you want to be professional about it, but make them feel at ease. And one of the best things to do, again, on this page is to talk about who your product is not right for, to really help them self-select out of purchasing. Okay, moving on. So step number 4 in our 8-step formula is stacking social proof. Stacking social proof. So use case studies, fully fleshed out before and after. Testimonials are awesome. Case studies are fantastic. It's something that we're actually putting a lot more energy into our business. You know, testimonials, obviously, you all know what that is. Those little blurbs that are great. But case studies, when you can tell a full story, when you can walk a prospect through someone else's journey, you guys know this, we learn best by stories, right? They're engaging, they're interesting. So case studies, take your time. If you have someone on your team that can help you write them, awesome. If you want to write them yourself, awesome. But really think about full, fleshed out before and after stories. Where did someone start with you? Where did you get them to after they used your product? As Dean says, use testimonials as teaching tools. Dean, you're going to talk about that later?
I will.
Awesome. Yeah, so your cute name is what is it? Contentimonials. Dean's so good at this stuff. So Dean likes to use testimonials as teaching tools. So in a case study format, it's like what lessons can you extract that almost becomes a piece of content, almost like another module. So if your customer used a particular strategy and then you can highlight that strategy and teach about it. It's this very under the radar way to tell a story, to teach, and at the very same time, you are seeding the validity and the proof that what you sell works. Who has that? Ooh. I say it's a double 20. I say it's for you and for me. Right? It's all for the kids. Okay. Double for the kids. All right, okay, good. Make it 50. Okay, capture rave reviews. Do you guys do this? Do you go on social media? So if someone leaves this amazing testimonial on your Facebook page or on Twitter, do you guys screen cap stuff? Good. Keep doing it. If it's on your blog, because sometimes people write you the best things, but they don't do it in the typical testimonial format. Maybe it's not in a video that you've captured, you know what I mean? They just send you an email. And sometimes emails, what I like to do, especially when your customers send you a great email, take a screenshot of it. I've actually done this too. If your customer sends you a text, that's amazing. We had this one yoga teacher who she's really embarrassed. And I think that this is interesting. This is a little bit of a tangent, but a yoga teacher who took B-School, she's a dear. She sent me a text and was telling me how she made more in one quarter than she usually makes in a whole year. She generated like $140,000 based on things that she learned and implemented through B-School. But she didn't want me to use her name because she's embarrassed to make money in the yoga community because there's so much about money and spirituality. And I was like, I completely respect her privacy, but I was like, girl, you gotta be proud of the dollar bills. It's inspiring. But my point here is, if people send you a text, take another phone and capture that text, a screen cap of it. It's very, very compelling. The more that you can capture the reality of how the testimonial actually came in, you can put that on your pages and use them all over, and it's really good stuff. Okay, get blurbs from leaders in your industry or celebs. Most of us haven't really asked enough for these things. We get shy. Again, I will just reach out and shout out to my ladies. We tend to be a little bit shyer about this because we don't want to bug people. We don't want to be in imposition. We don't want to seem pushy. But the worst that can happen is just someone says no. So if right now, if there's anyone that you feel like you could reach out to that is considered an industry leader or a celebrity, write their name down and make it a point that right when you leave this room, you'll start putting this together and go ask for a blurb. I was actually nervous to do it, even though I spent some time with Richard Branson. I was like shaking in my shoes about asking him for a blurb. And then I said, you know what, screw that. What the hell, I got to walk my talk. I did it. He was like, here you go, Marie. I was like, yes, it's awesome. All right, get press, as seen on. Leverage any logos, all media outlets that you've been on. We did a great job of this, I think, on B-School. But don't underestimate the power of that social proof. So if you're not showing as seen on logos, it doesn't have to be cheesy and all at the top. You can do it in a really classy, elegant way where you gray out the logos and you put them at the bottom, but it does add that extra level of credibility to you and your business. Okay, social proof, yes. So here's one thing I want to make a point of. I think most of us stop way before we have enough social proof. I don't think you can ever have enough social proof. So when I'm talking to the girls on the team, they're like, Marie, how many studies do you want us to pull from the B-Schoolers? I'm like, what do you mean, how many? I'm like, all of them. Do you know what I mean? If we have thousands of customers, I want thousands of reviews. So don't just stop at 3 or 4. I mean, think about this. If you were taking a look at 2 different offers, all things being the same, 2 offers really compelling, and wherever you could see the social proof, one had just stacks, like brrrr, and the other had 5. Your reptilian brain, which one do you think is going to be better? Just based on that buzz, right? The one with brrrr, like that. So don't stop. Don't get lazy. Push the envelope here. People often have said to me, I was getting interviewed by Forbes, and they're like, wow, you really have a lot of testimonials on your site. I was like, yeah, and I'm going to have even more. They're like, why? I'm like, why not? In a world, especially for me, in the coaching world, the advice-giving world, there's a lot of hacks, right? So if you're looking around at who's legit, who's got credibility, and you just see tons of this stuff, it makes a difference. So again, go back to that question. If you were the best in the world at what you do, would you stop at like 5 testimonials? No, you would not. You would keep going. So not all social proof, not all testimonials are equal. You want to match testimonials with those key objections, right? So all those objections that you wrote down just a few minutes ago, there's some big ones. I bet you can strategically use your testimonials to match those customer objections. So here's one from Liz. Because I'm so busy with 2 kids and a business, I don't have time for this. But I didn't think Liz's program would work, but I lost 2 inches off my thighs. So the fact that someone's so busy, I run a business, I don't have time, that's a key objection for Liz, so she can use that testimonial right up there. It's also great for your staff to have just in their back pockets. So if you guys know, say your top 5 or 6 objections, usually they're around money and time, and you have a stack of social proof that matches that key objection, what your staff can then do, if someone writes in and it could potentially be a big sale, you can send them those targeted testimonials that speak to that exact problem. Are you guys tweeting each other?
No, I'm actually going to send something to support.
Ooh, okay, good. This is exciting.
We communicate to the video guys back.
You do?
I got a perfect thing to show you today.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, cool. Okay, so be strategic and use your testimonials and case studies to attract ideal clients. This is another one. Think about testimonials as client magnets. testimonials as client magnets. So if you know who your ideal customers are, you want to use your testimonials to attract more of them. So in Joe's example, I know Joe is interested in working with players, high-level people. So what he's going to want to start doing more of is have those high-level people right at the top of whatever that offer is. And people that are maybe just starting out, or some of the clients that perhaps you don't want to attract anymore, you're not going to have testimonials up by them necessarily. So think about using your testimonials as client magnets. Okay, stack bonuses. This is where you get generous, you have fun, and you be really smart about it. So offer strategic bonuses that are equal in value to or greater than the value of your offer. This is all about perception. This is all about positioning. When you think about your bonuses, this is all about perception and positioning. So what would provide the most value to your customers and what would help them get outstanding results? This is not just about piling on a bunch of crap. This is not what this is about, where it's like, you get this, and you get this, and you get this, and you get this. It's not just about crap. It's got to be really, really good stuff. And here's a little tip that most people don't realize. One of the things that's the smartest thing to do is to take one of the key pieces from your core content that's essential, you remove it, and you position it as a bonus. Does that make sense? One of the best pieces of your content, one of the core essential things, remove it from the standard offer and position it as a bonus. So I'm going to give you 7 bonus ideas to help get you going, to think about more things that you could put as a bonus. So community. We hear time and time again from the surveys that we do with our customers that the B-School community that's formed, and now it's literally thousands of mostly women, it's about 95% women, 5% really smart, cool guys, around the world of B-Schoolers. And so what they tell us is that the community is as valuable, if not more, than the actual program itself. So it depends on your market, depends on what you're doing, but more and more, like Ned was talking about, people are so connected online but disconnected in their hearts and disconnected from people, that if you can help connect them with people who are like-minded, it's a huge service. Number 2, access. So again, this depends on your business and your business model, but access to you or your team for personal questions, that could be great. You can put a limited time on it so it doesn't get hairy. Future problem. This one is really smart. Think about the future problem bonus. Once you lose all that weight, then you need a new plan to keep it tight. Make sense? So you are assuming their success. Can you see how powerful of a psychological trigger that is? Think about it. They're buying a product to solve one problem. You're creating a future problem bonus, assuming that they're going to be successful. I love stuff like that. Okay, other people's products. This is about thinking about your customers and complementary problems that they may have that you can help solve and look like a hero. This one is one of my favorites, completion bonuses. So only after they complete the program and after the refund period. So we do this, and we do this very, very transparently in B-School. I have a whole stack of what I call graduation bonuses. It sticks with our theme that it's B-School. You are going to school. You are going to graduate. So there's a whole bunch of graduation bonuses that I tell them, you are not getting this until you graduate. What does graduate mean? Graduate means that you've made it through the 8-week program and that you're totally paid. You're paid in full. So it's not like I'm trying to keep it from them, but honestly, the reason behind it, one of the biggest intentions behind it, is because I know if they complete the program, their business is going to skyrocket. And all of us procrastinate. All of us want to just kind of hang back. So if you can dangle some kind of carrot that can support them in getting the result that they actually want to get, and you hold it back until they've actually done the work, it's awesome. 6, physical goods. Always fun in our very digital world to think about books and mugs and art and hardware. You don't want to just do tchotchkes or things that really don't have value, but think about your particular customers. For us, we do a B-School mug that actually says, I freaking love marketing, and it has B-School on the other side. And our ladies love it. They take pictures of it, they Instagram, they drink out of it every morning. It's a really beautiful thing, and it's very unexpected, again, in a digital world. And 7th, the only way to get it bonus. So access to something that is perhaps off the market, or access to a product or program that you can get no other way besides saying yes to this offer. Again, remember the bigger context here. We're talking about how to create offers that crush it. So these are all ideas for bonuses for you guys to make your offer so irresistible, your customer says, I gotta have it. Okay, 6, translate the value. We are almost there, so stay with me. We're doing really well. Number 6, translate the value. What does this mean? You want to translate the value of what you offer into concrete things that your ideal customer understands, like money, time, or emotion that's saved or created. So many of us make the mistake of assuming our customers understand what's going on in our minds. They think, or we think actually, that they should just get it already. They should know how much money they're going to make. They should know how much time that I'm saving them. Has anyone ever done this? Yes. I've certainly made the mistake. So it's your job as a business owner to translate the value of what you do into real-world value for the customer. And don't just say, I mean, think about this. Let me just ask you guys a question. What's more interesting? I'm going to save you a ton of time versus I'm going to save you at least 2 hours every week. Ton of time? I'm going to save you at least 2 hours every week. Which one's more believable? Right, it's specific, it's concrete. Goes back to what we were talking about earlier. So this is what we talked about with B-School. We translated the value of our offer. I said, and this is very clear in our sales video, you can either spend the next year applying for grad school, and then, if you get in, you can spend the next 2 years and about $100,000 away from your family, probably working with professors who have never built an online business from scratch. That's what you could do. That's one of your options. Or you could join B-School for $2,000. And by the way, we do have a money back guarantee. Most MBA programs do not. Right? So it's translating the value, letting them know what their options are and how we're going to help them very, very, very specifically, painting that concrete picture. Okay, talked about that. Okay, number 7, remember, this is your checklist, right? This 8-step formula is your checklist that you can go down anytime you're creating an offer. So risk reversal, we all know about that. Well, what if I don't like it, right? Everybody said, what if I don't like it? Can I get my money back? So as often as possible, remove all of the risk, especially with online products. People have a lot of skepticism. They will continue to. So this is an individual choice. Just know that money-back guarantees often do increase sales, but you don't have to have a money-back guarantee on your product. You can do whatever you want that's right for your business. But you want to make sure that your guarantee is stated clearly and be redundant about this. You want to put your guarantee in multiple places. Not only put it on the sign-up page, you want to put it on your email receipt, you want to put it in as many places as possible. This is really helpful for your merchant account services. When you start to, unfortunately, it happens in the world, people start doing things like chargebacks. And you want to make sure that all of your terms and conditions are right there, that you can prove the agreement that you got into with your customer. Okay, number 8, final step. You got to ask for the sale. Be explicit. Tell them to click the buy button, to fill out the registration. Again, being specific and being explicit with your directions, it sounds like common sense, but so many of us don't do it. We just don't do it. You also want to say exactly what to do and what's going to happen after they fill out the registration, after they click that buy button. What's the next page that you're sending them to? What does it look like? What are they going to see? What are they going to hear? What's going to arrive in their inbox? What's the subject line? For many people, especially if you're doing business online, it's scary, right? You put your credit card in. For people that don't buy things all the time, they might be scared. So you want to remove all of that fear and really have them feel safe and taken care of. one of the things that we do, just because I'm crazy and I like to do a lot with video, the moment that someone buys, we have this video that auto-plays that I start dancing and telling them like what great a job they did, and then I explain exactly what's going to happen next. And we get such great response because no one ever expects someone to celebrate the fact that they just bought something. So think about how you can add some creativity and personality into that process as well. All right, repeat your call to action from the heart and remember the difference that you're making. For me, this is like really the underpinning of how to create offers that crush it. More and more in our business environment, and I believe this to be true moving forward, your customers can feel whether or not you care. They feel whether or not you just want the sale, you just want their money, or you are there to make a difference in their lives. And I will make this estimation for you. I believe the more heart and more soul that you pour into this last step, the more that you tap into, the bigger reason that you have your business in the first place. And for, I hope, everyone in this room, it's not just about the money. It is about making a difference in the quality of people's lives. If you can tap into that at that last call to action, your offer is going to be amazing. Heart converts. Caring converts. It's the most powerful marketing strategy there is someone who genuinely cares, not just about the credit card, not just about the sales, but about the human behind that sale, about actually taking care of that person. And every single person in this room has the ability to convey that. It takes courage. It takes opening your heart. It takes being the best in the world at what you do. And when you follow each of these steps and you infuse your heart and your soul into it, there is no way that your offers are not going to convert. And more importantly, there's no way that you're not going to change thousands, if not millions of lives. And then, of course, always send a big old thank you. End with a big old thank you, no matter what your offer is. Thank you for that very soft clap. You were super sweet. Okay. So, how to create offers that crush it. We'll just do a quick review just to make sure that you got everything.
What do you guys think of Marie so far?
Thank you. So, okay, so one, this was in the art part, right? Knowing your ideal customer avatar. Have fun with that. I've had so many clients actually go out and get a picture, like grab someone's photo off of Facebook or grab someone's photo off of Twitter and have that profile and a real face that they and their team look at. So, yes. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Create
I'm
a
checking with Austin to make sure. Are we okay? Okay, good. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks like we have 10 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, no.
Awesome.
I just got, when you're getting to the point, I'm going to.
Cool. Create a core concept. By the way, I do want to credit Rich Sheffrin, who was the first person that introduced me to the idea of core concept. And that's really where I learned it. But create that core concept. Again, this is going to marshal up your creativity, marshal up your ability to create one clear message, one clear statement that really your offer can be in that container. And number 3, give massive value first. I think the best of us comes out when we are the best marketers. Our generosity comes out the most when we're doing the most effective marketing. So think about how you can give value, and not Happy Meal value, but real value first. And then just a quick review of our 8-step formula. You want to isolate a specific problem, articulate your solution, tackle objections and questions, have fun with that, stack social proof, and you can never, ever, ever have enough social proof, stack bonuses, translate the value, be as specific as you can, risk reversal, and finally, ask for the sale. So that's what I got for you guys. I know, Dean, you want to come on up. Yes.
We're going to do some Q&A too, though.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Yeah, we're going to do Q&A as well in a minute.
Okay. So can you show what we were talking? One of the things when Marie was talking about social proof, adding that, I haven't shown you this, but this is a perfect thing.
Yeah.
We talked about content-testimonials. We're using kind of teaching, education, but you're weaving in a story of how somebody's successful. I've been using these. I haven't come up with a name, but it's an infographic that's a testimonial. This is for our Project Cyrus program, for our money-making websites. This is the results that one of our graduating farmers got after their first year of being part of it. Along the bottom, the red dots show the amount of money that he spent on AdWords, bringing traffic to the website. The green dots are all of the commissions that he earned from his website, showing when they actually happened. So he didn't do his first transaction till the 3rd month, but you look at what happened at the end of the year, made $145,000, spent $4,200, got a 34 times ROI. Now that in one image says more about what people can expect and what they can anticipate happening. We've got, for all of the people that graduate, we do this first year infographic. And we've got people, it shows from on a low 7 times the amount of money to a high of 80 times the amount of money that they spend. But it just shows and future paces what people can expect. I love that.
Incredible.
Also, I got an idea from you. How many took notes on everything that Marie was saying? I was over there taking notes too. So here's something. I've been thinking about how to do this for our Getting Listings program.
Yeah.
When you said something about completion bonuses, that led me to think about something for our process where I can give people the front end of our Getting Listings program where we can send out the postcards for them, build the website so that they get the leads, and then after that, that's when the real program starts, that we've got all of the things so I can make it really easy for somebody to get started. And by virtue of generating all these listing leads, now they're completely motivated because I've created a problem that now I've got the solution to how do we convert all of these leads. That's brilliant idea.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It's so nice to be able to give back to your big marketing daddy.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay, so we got time. We're going to do some Q&A with Marie here. Who's got some questions from the things that they heard Marie talk about or some ideas that they'd like to share?
And you may not, but the other thing that I'll open it up to.
They do.
They're
all just shy. Nobody likes to run up first.
Yes, and the other thing I wanted to talk about, I know when Joe and Dean were talking about it earlier with their whole approach with I Love Marketing, it's very, very similar to what we do with Marie TV. And so if you guys have questions about video marketing, what'd you say?
They're all rushing to the microphone.
Now they're rushing to the mic, yes. So if you have questions about that, about video marketing, or even things that I haven't talked about in my presentation, if you happen to know me a little bit, I'd be happy, happy, happy to answer. It's one of my favorite parts.
I'm going to sit on the hand.
Cool.
I'm going to sit right here.
Awesome. Can you tell me your name?
My name's Gary. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I could not write fast enough to keep up with you.
I'll be happy to give my slides so you guys can have them.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
You're so welcome. Absolutely. No worries. No worries.
That's it?
That was it. Yeah. Easy. That was an easy win.
So, back there.
Yeah. What's your name?
My name is Christoph, and I just got a quick idea when you talked about the mugs that you give away. And we do that the same for our meetup group in Hamburg. And we personalize them with a name. And people really love that. And you might consider doing that in your business because people just love to show stuff with their name on it. And I got this idea last year from Robert Cialdini when he talked about that at the last event here.
That's a great idea. Thank you so much.
Let's go to the back.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Top 3 tips, Marie, for doing a kick-ass video blog. Yours is awesome. I just want to know, what do I need to know?
Okay, top 3 tips. So first one is to begin with the end in mind. So what is your vision for your video blog, right? Number 2 is I highly recommend that people script out where you want to go and what your call to action is at the end. That's like the most important thing. What is the action step that you want people to take or at the end of your video blog? And if you start there, the rest of the content of the video starts to form itself. And then the third thing is, depending on your budget, if you want to start off, I started off with my webcam and just doing it straight to camera. And then as I've advanced, I've gotten more and more sophisticated. So it's just about being willing to kind of throw yourself in there and test and get your lighting right. Like lighting and audio, I would say, is 2 of the most important things. If you're doing it in your home, just play around with different things so it's clear. And if you start working with crew, you want to hire as professional of a crew as you can that works for your budget.
Awesome.
Awesome. Great question.
Hi, my name is Paul Fisher. I'm a chiropractor outside of Chicago, and I've heard the concept of risk reversal many times before, but it's always been tough to get my mind around it.
Yes.
So I wasn't going to pass up this opportunity. It's a little bit different than like an informational business because I'm seeing people generally with a pain symptom. And I just wondered what your thoughts would be of something that I can offer in my business.
You know, there's a couple different ways that you can do it. And tell me about the clients you see again.
I'm a chiropractor.
Yeah.
My target market is ideally people with whiplash and neck pain. And whiplash is interesting too because generally it's a different insurance company paying for the whole caboodle. So having, just doing like, oh, we're not going to charge you anything doesn't normally apply either.
You know, yeah, and that's why I said it's really interesting with risk reversal for individual businesses. There may be people in this audience, perhaps Dean, you know, about folks who are chiropractors or doctors. I generally never even think about it for that type of business because I don't. For me, I'm just like I am going. I want to, get what I can get, and that's it. Dean, do you have?
Yeah, we're going to talk about next the focusing on the result, no matter what. Even if it's not a monetary thing, like it's easy to see if you're selling something where somebody's investing in your tool or your process to make more money, that you're going to see that because that's a tangible thing that you can measure. With pain, what you really want to focus on is the result that they're going to get. And I don't know, it sounds like with intangible things, as long as you're focused on that result and you can kind of make it, you can guarantee the things that you can control, that's really what it is. Like if somebody, would you be able to say, offer a pain-free guarantee? I mean,
no, and that's another issue too, is because like by state law, I can't guarantee a cure, so to speak.
Exactly.
Which is, and that's a whole other thing. And then it's when you start saying is like, we'll help you, we'll do better. And then it's like, then it looks like you're trying to like, asterisk, like kind of weasel out everything.
Here's what I would suggest. I almost wouldn't touch that for you, but like the things that you might be able to guarantee are we're going to get you in and out on time.
Right. That's where I was going, is where do you list all of the questions, all the things that are going to be potentially obstacles or concerns that people have. And the worst thing I hate is my chiropractor, sometimes when I go, I've sat in his waiting room for an hour, and I've discovered the secret is to book ahead and get the first appointment after lunch because you're in and out.
So that's what I was intuitively feeling for you. So that seems like it could be right on. If that's a pain point, I don't normally go to chiropractors, so I don't know. But if that could be a frustration or a pain point for your customer base, to guarantee that they're going to be in and out on time, to guarantee like certain things that they find to be obstacles or frustrations, and stay away from any around the pain. And then what I think is going to be important for you is to make the experience of coming to your business so outrageous that for you specifically, risk reversal is not really that big of a deal, but you can put more light and more emphasis on the other pieces of your marketing and your experience that make it a non-issue.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
By the way, the people at the mic are. We'll have to leave those last questions so no one will get up. Because Dean is. This is how funny Dean is. I'm like, Dean wanted to get up and mention something. He's like, we're going to do Q&A from Ree. He's like, no, we'll just take the best. I'll just say the.
Well, you were saying
best
I was offering a solution to your.
But if we do lightning round and we do fast?
No. These people are fine. I was just saying no one else. We're going to answer their questions. I was just trying to point out that Dean is a slacker.
Let's go. Should we go to the back, Dean? We'll go to the back.
Just adding value, stacking the value. Yeah, we'll go to the back first.
Yes.
Hi, Marie. I'm a huge fan of yours. I watch your video every Tuesday, and I've gotten a lot of stuff and implemented a lot of stuff that you've introduced there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
But my question has to do with, in my business, I do occupational drug testing. So I, for businesses that need a drug-free workplace program, I do their testing, help create their programs. And in my industry, I absolutely feel like I'm the best out there because none of my competitors offer the education to the people on how to do stuff legally and things to watch out for whenever they have service providers, because there's no way my company can provide the services 100% of the time.
Yes.
Because of where their people are. How do I get away? Because my biggest opportunities are taking customers away from their current providers. But it seems like I get stuck in this trap where I'm like a free consultant for people. So they'll have another provider, but they still call me all the time and ask me questions because they know I know what I'm doing.
How do
I...
You need to put some boundaries in place.
Okay.
And you can do that really, really simply through an assistant or through some gating on your website or autoresponders, where you let people know, like, we so appreciate your questions, but just understand that we're unable to provide free advice. If you'd like to purchase our service here, here's how to do it. Otherwise, you know, this is where you can go and get our free information. So it's just really about boundaries and directing people.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Hi, can you hear me? I don't
Yes.
want to mess with the mic there.
Sheena
Yes. My name's Sheena, and I'm working with, it's kind of a new startup coaching business for the insurance industry. But with it being new, a lot of people are always focusing on, well, you need to get your SEO up and all that, and you were saying that you spent so much money doing that. And I'm feeling like we're kind of falling in the same trap. Would
Yes.
you, what would you suggest to avoid that or to manage it?
I would say, in all honesty, people may not like this answer, but you know, for many, many years, I did zero SEO at all. And I focused on just getting clients results, like creating that social proof, creating the goodwill in the marketplace, like delivering so much value. So if I were you, I would spend my time and my resources getting results for the people that I wanted to serve most, so that I can showcase that in case studies. And then also by doing that good work, y'all know this, right? When you do great work in the world, if you get people results, they're happy to talk about you. Right. So I would not spend your money on SEO right now. I would spend it all in the field and establishing your credibility through getting results.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to go to the back. Hey, Mindy. Hey, Marie. We can hardly hear you, so if you could step up just a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Just bring the mic down a little bit to my level. So I work with mostly men. I have a program called Restart Your Heart. It's a coaching program, and it's for men who are successful, rich at work, broke at heart. So my question for you, because Dean was speaking earlier about how all of the teaching content that we should provide should be behind the opt-in, like after they've already given us their info. But I feel like that, for me, video and written blog is what actually attracts them to my site. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that? Which way, or both?
Yeah, I actually think it can be both. Like, so for B School, for example, which is a specific program and a specific offer, when you guys go, if you check it out, joinbschool.com, it's walled. There's a video that introduces you to the ideas that you're about to learn if you enter in your name and email, and explains a bit about the free training you'll get. On the flip side, marieforleo.com is totally free, right? All of our Marie TV videos, near 100 videos and probably 50 to 60 articles are all there, and it's very much a soft sell. So I think both can work. I think it's really, really important, A, to look at what stage your business is in, and I think Dean's advice was really wise when he said when you're first starting out to put things behind a wall, because you really need to build your list to start getting that momentum going. But if your business is running and it's profitable and you can afford to start putting out that free content to really attract people in, and I'll tell you, one of the biggest things, I know people hate pop-ups, but a few months ago, we instituted like a beautiful light box pop-up that we had custom designed, and those things work. Like,
especially if you're bringing somebody to a site for something. I mean, everybody says they hate pop-ups, but most people have never seen a pop-up that's relevant to anything that they're there. But you've also equally had a situation where you've seen somebody on Oprah, or you've seen them on HGTV, and they say, go to our website and get this, and you go there, and for the life of you, you can't find what you went there to go for.
Right.
So if you're doing that, and the first thing you see is a pop-up that says, hey, here's how to get that free report you saw me offer on Oprah. It's right there. It's, you know, as long as it's congruent and valuable.
Well, am I on right now, Austin? No, and if you, like you're saying, the way you had it beautifully designed, if you start with like sunshine coming up and then a beautiful kitten that pops its head over. Mm-hmm. No, just kidding. Okay.
And Joe in a little thong or something.
That Borat like one piece
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, so I think there's really a place in our businesses for the combination of having walled content, but then also putting out tremendous free value in the world. Ideally, that could drive back to some more walled content.
Awesome, thank you.
You're so welcome.
My name is Monica. I'm a copywriter from Germany, and glad to find Christopher. Hi. And thank you, Dean, for making her so fit. I enjoyed it quite.
Thank you.
And my question is also on guarantee.
Yes.
It was quite helpful to look at the objections. That gave me some ideas.
Great.
The other idea is, one objection is often a question that my customers or to-be customers have, will I like the copy? Not will it work, but will I like it? So I tried to address it. I do test copy and do only pay if you like it. And so, but it's a quite time consuming way to convince them. Is there any quick idea on that?
Yes. And what I'm going to say will probably fly in the face of what a lot of people do, but I'm very much a woman who likes strong boundaries, and I really like to provide a lot of examples for people first. That's why I love doing what I do with Marie TV and what we do with B-School. So for you, one idea may be to put up or create, 50 samples or 25 samples of your types of writing, and you can even address that. You may be thinking, will I like my copy? And be straightforward about it. Say, take a look at all of my work. You know what I mean? I'm one of the highest paid copywriters in my area. If you don't like any of these samples, there's a good chance that you may not be the best person to work for me, but work with me. But I cannot guarantee you that you're going to like your copy. Mm-hmm. Do you know, it's like you're almost putting it, again, it's a little bit more of a strong, confident way to market yourself, but it also puts it on them to say, hey, look at all this stuff, and they need to make the decision first. You can still provide free value and teach them how to hire the best copywriter, but you start removing that essence for you that's taking up a lot of your time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. And the other question is, I'm editing the iPad magazine in Germany for female business owners, and for female business persons, so to speak. And I should like to have you on the cover, so I would ask you, okay.
I would love to. We can talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be honored. Thank you. It's you.
I'm the last one. Hi, Maria. It's great. Thank you very much. I sell super yachts and also charters on super yachts. And you mentioned...
What is that?
Super yachts.
A big boat.
Super yachts. Okay, awesome.
Not just yachts, super yachts.
I love that.
You mentioned getting testimonials from celebrities. That's an area that I'm trying to break into for two reasons. One, I think for me to advertise that, I think the regular buyer is more likely to go for someone that has serviced celebrities, just they want to be like that. But also it's an area that I think is quite abused. I have friends in that sort of area that say, they're overcharged, they're given crummy deals.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for maybe trying to break into that market?
Is it you want advice about how to get celebrities or how to not be slimy about it?
Well, I kind of pride myself on not being slimy about it for everyone, but to break into that kind of guarded industry.
It's a little bit, I hate to say this, obviously it's, networking is obviously important, but I think what's most important is if you're serving from the heart and you're looking about how to make their lives better or get behind things that they believe in, help them further their causes, where it's about the spirit of giving. I think the best things happen from that. And not to get too woo-woo, but, for me, there's been certain people in my life, obviously Oprah being one of them. I've admired her since I was a little girl. And so she's kind of been in my mental sphere for a while. And so I don't think it's total coincidence that I'm going to get to be on her show. So I would say for you and for anyone that if there's certain people that you think would be an ideal person to have as somewhat connected to your business, to even planting that seed does a lot. There's that area of our brain, what is it called? The reticular activator, that once you kind of have an idea of something specific, your mind starts to scan and starts to look for, even subconsciously, opportunities that will make that thing happen. So I would suggest a two-pronged approach. You getting clear on who some of those celebrities could be, start to read up on them, find out what they're passionate about, and then keep kicking ass in your business and trust that if you start putting your feelers out, eventually it will all line up.
Okay, thank you.
Can I also say, listen to Magic Rapport Formula episode on I Love Marketing number 23. I think it's episode number 23. It's all the process of, because that's the number one question I get, how do you meet famous people? I'll tell you though, and I agree with what Marie says, part of it is what you think about and what you put out there, and it is about creating value. But one of the things that you can give, sometimes the only way, is you got to pay to play. And a lot of people are unwilling to pay to play. They want all of the access, but they don't want to put up any money. And if you don't have any money, because when I started all this stuff, we all did. I mean, we're all converts of our own system here. You have to, when you don't have money, like Dave Kekich says, you rely on wit and talent. The three things you can spend are time, money, and energy. And so if you don't have any money, you got time and energy, but how you apply it, where you apply it. But a lot of times the best way to get into something is people ask, how'd you meet Richard Branson? Well, I paid $15,000 to go to dinner with him during a charity thing with about 12 other people, and I gave him a really damn good idea there about how to do something for his foundation that I'd taught Bill Phillips. He loved the idea, so can you email that to me? So I was the only one there, as far as I know, that he gave his email to, and I leveraged that, and then I gave a $200,000 donation to have him speak via satellite at one of my conferences, where I actually think you spoke at that conference,
Yep.
yeah. And, sometimes, you just buy yourself into access if you've got the money, but, you parlay it, you do stuff, but,
I think the fact that they're celebrities is kind of the byproduct. My draw there is the fact that they are abused in what they're paying for what they're receiving.
Yeah.
See,
I agree with that. And
I can't take any
more
more questions
valuable
on it.
to have to focus on getting access to super yacht buyers as opposed to just the celebrities.
I wonder whether they're trying to target their managers and their sort of people rather than them specifically.
Oh, and you get one at parlays. You get one and you really develop, part of it, I have very little trouble getting most people that I want to get access to. I mean, there's certain people, I'd love to, I really tried to arrange a lunch with Steve Jobs. Nearly had it for a $400,000 donation to a thing his wife was involved in, but he just doesn't meet with people, that frequently. And I'm trying to get Jeff Bezos to come to a 25K meeting or do it actually at the Amazon headquarters. I mean, but some of these things, they're a process. I'll do it eventually, but it's unless they die, of course. But the thing is, just do your best. But Marie's right, though. I mean, you really. All this marketing stuff is applied to relationships, too. In the end of the day, it's all relationship building.
And I just want to take a minute and thank you guys for being such an attentive audience. I know that I gave you a lot of information. You will get the slides, and thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me up here.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you. Oh, let's mention something about Necker. I'm going to play a trailer real quick. Yeah, we're going to show the trailer real quick, and then we'll do lunch. And also, just so you know, Dean, you are so responsible for helping so many people, including Marie, including myself. I want to acknowledge you in a big way, because Dean even taught Eben Pagan the model that Eben used, and Dean is awesome, and he is. And I also want to say that it was my idea to actually first ask Marie to come here and speak. So I wanted to say it. So there you go. I just wanted to bring him up and then take him right back down. Because no.
Do you want me to? You want me to
We're good. Give it up for Marie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to quickly show a trailer of Necker, and then I'll make a couple quick announcements, and then we'll take a lunch break. And I'll announce where lunch is going to be and all that jazz.
Hey, Sean Royster here. I am on Necker Island. Yeah, Richard Branson's spot. Standing on the H of the helipad. Not my normal Wednesday. We are filming internet marketers come together with the legend, icon, business mogul of all time here, Richard Branson. Richard Branson's here, cruising around the island. Let's go see what the week has in store.
Great way to get value out of being in Necker for the next week, because there's very, very bright people here, and on all the trips that we've done in the past, there are people that do business deals together. There are people that will have a conversation anywhere on a boat, and if there's anything that you really want and that you need to have happen here, please communicate that to me and Yannick, and we will do our best to make sure that this was one of the best experiences, the best weeks of your lives as it relates to your business.
Maybe we could ask Nelson Mandela and his wife Gracia Michelle if they could be the founding elders of an organization of elders, 12 strong, who could go into conflict regions and either stop conflicts or resolve conflicts.
I had the opportunity to do a connection trip in South Africa, probably the most life-changing trip besides this one that I've ever been on. The first stop primarily was the Branson Center for Entrepreneurship, and we had an opportunity to sit down with local entrepreneurs and help them troubleshoot their problems.
As far as fundraising is concerned, I actually agree. I think I raised maybe $6 million a year from doing a few speeches. But I'm sure that if we put our heads together, there could be better ways.
You got 40 million up there. I think you probably, if you had a really good idea in the marketplace, you could raise $40 million between breakfast and dinner.
I mean, maybe it's worth just brainstorming and seeing if people got ideas. I mean, I'd be delighted.
Does that look like that would suck? So, the reason I wanted to show that is there's 11 people in here that are awesome individuals that really worked hard putting together a blueprint of how they bettered their best, and they all bettered their best, and they're going to get up and they're going to share their stories, and they're competing for the Better Your Best contest, which we're going to award tonight. And so one of the options is either the Land Rover or going to Necker Island. You decide what you want. And also I wanted to show that too, because I want to inspire people. Someone said yesterday about what they called money something. It wasn't a paycheck, a play check. So I can't remember who said that. But, you know, money they're like fun tickets, okay? Money is important. People that poo-poo money and say money can't buy happiness need to have their head examined. Because there's lots of things that make me happier that I can pay money for. And the best problem, as Dan Sullivan said, if you've got enough money to solve the problem, you don't have a problem. So the best problems in the world to have are ones that you can cut checks and make those disappear. There's certain things money cannot buy, like real friendships and you know, solve health problems and things like that. But the access to money can help you buy the best medical care, personal trainers, good food, things like that. So we teach marketing, but marketing is a vehicle to not only get money, but to develop relationships. To, you know, if you want a trip like that, write yourself the sales letter that will pay for it for you. You want a car like a Fisker, you know, write yourself the, see, you're here to learn capabilities. And so we're providing you capabilities that won't just get you more money, but they'll get you a better life if you take it seriously. So we're going to have that contest, and it's usually one of the most inspiring things that we do during the event. I think you're all going to love it. All right, how's everyone doing right now? All right, good. Eunice, is it possible to get the vendor partners to come up? Are they here? And we can have, or is that going to be too disorganized? Give me a yes or a no. Yes? Okay. We'll do that. Let me see if there's any announcements I need to make, because I want to. Okay, if you want to get a massage, if your back is hurting, thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Awesome. It's always nice to have honest people in the crew. There's massages for Lynette and Janine in the back. We're having a reception tonight. Did anyone know we're having a reception tonight? Okay, good. I guess it's from 6:30 to 8:30, right out in the middle of the atrium or whatever. Okay, cool. So we will be serving you unhealthy food, and you can buy alcohol, I guess. I think. Get yourselves all liquored up. Talk about marketing. All right. Yeah, hors d'oeuvres, appetizers, cash bar. I can't believe Eunice wrote this. This is her writing. It says, cash bar if you want to get liquored up. With a smiley face next to it. She's been with me for so long, she's actually trying to handwrite on what she thinks I should say. Like she actually, this is scary. All right. So as soon as we have the vendor partners, let's bring them up if they're there. And by the way, to the vendor partners, we can't have everyone rattle on for like, everyone's got 90 seconds to say what you do. If there's any videos or anything else, we'll have to play that later during break. Not because I don't want to do that, but because of time purposes, and I apologize. But I want you to go meet the people that we're going to bring up if you've not already done so. We got ILM tattoo video. That's an interesting one. We'll play that later. Okay. And then Paul Culligan, yes. I might have you talk before, okay? So let's bring them up, Eunice, if we could, the vendor partners. And with the mic, and we'll just announce who you are, what you do, and how you can help people. And give them all a hand because they're sponsors of ILM Marketing. And people that are watching live stream, you can also do business with these individuals and these people. They will give you their website, and they will tell you about what's going on. And we will first, okay, no worries. And let's start with DJ Ron Howard, movie producer, director, you name it. No, Ron, I've worked with Ron for over
12 years.
Yeah, over 12 years. Okay, here's a mic. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm with On Top Local and WebForce Pro. We do websites, we do social media, and we do also SEO. Had to think for a minute there. One of the things that we're able to do is we build a special tool that takes 5 hours of SEO and social media and turns it into 5 minutes. So you spend 5 minutes a day. We literally have customers that spend 5 minutes a day, and they've done over $240,000 worth of what they'd have to pay an SEO company to do, and they spent like $300 a month doing it, and they spent no more than 5 minutes a day doing it. 5 minutes a day. If you want to stop by our booth out there, we've got 2 things we're going to be giving away. We've got a Kindle Fire and a Kindle. You want to drop your card in. We're going to be giving this away tomorrow.
Awesome.
And we also have it where we can handle any of your needs, whether it's websites or social media or SEO. You can get with us, and we can take a look at it and help you analyze what you're doing, see how we can improve it. And with anyone that's working with like a content management program or Infusionsoft, we can show you how to tie that into your websites. Work with that because we work with that program also.
Okay, thank you very much. What's your website?
OnTopLocal.com is where you want to go to.
Awesome. Give it to Pat, and then pass the mic on because I'm going to go back there. You guys just
We got the show now?
Go for it.
All right. I guess we're taking over now. I was always wondering, I was sitting back there and I'm watching these guys point down, and there's a computer screen. For those of you that don't see this, they got all their notes and everything right here in front of them. So it's kind of neat, huh? Anyhow, I'm with All American Finance and Debt Solutions. What we do is we assist people that have got too much debt that they just can't handle any longer. Most commonly is the credit card debt. We work with people that are $20,000 in debt to people that are $150,000, $200,000 in debt. As a matter of fact, we've got some clients that are over $900,000 in credit card debt. Don't ask me how it happens, but it does. And what we do is we go in and we negotiate with the creditors to try to settle that debt, to bring that $100,000 credit card debt down to about $30,000. My staff is phenomenal. They're very, very good at what they do. We have a 50% money back guarantee, and I can tell you out of all the years I've been doing this, we've refunded 0. I do have a table out here as well. There's some leaflets with some settlement letters in them for any of you people that are interested or know somebody that needs assistance in it. Look at the letters. Those are actual settlement letters that we just recently got the last few days. They're great settlements, 25%, 10%, 30%. Take a look at those. And then the other thing that I'm offering right now to all the I Love Marketing members is a 1-hour free consultation. I charge $200 for that. It's not a sales pitch, it's a consultation. Truly, I'll go through everything with you, see where you're at, give you some advice, take it for what it's worth, okay? So I'm offering that to anybody in this group for free, all right? All American Finance, it's aafcanhelp.com. Thanks.
How you doing? I'm Jason Hyde with dis.com. How many of you guys use education-based marketing in your business? How many of you have or are considering information products? Let's talk. What we do, dis.com, we manufacture and create information products. So CDs, DVDs, workbooks, home study courses. We do all of the packaging, all the manufacturing, and then we warehouse your product and integrate with your website. So when somebody orders, You get the payment, we get the ship-to information, and it goes to your customer on your behalf. How many were at the conference last year? How many ordered the DVD sets?
Oh, come on.
Come on. We already have a relationship because we ship those to you. So.
And by the way, some of you will also be buying the DVDs. How many of you would like the DVDs of this? There will be an opportunity for that, for a fee. There will be. And they will produce
And we'll
it.
ship those for you.
And they're good. Yeah, they're great. And Eben Pagan uses them. A lot of the top marketers use them. They're awesome. And so they can help you with packaging, everything.
Yep. Disc.com.
DISK.com.
DISK.com.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Cinda, we've been working together for a long time. She's super cool. And tell them what you do.
As he said, my name's Cinda. I love working with Joe and his organization and folks. We have a great time dealing with all the members that come to us. What we do is I work for Office Max and Press. Office Max, as you know, is a large retailer. We also have a commercial division, and I work for that division, and I specialize in print. And when I say print, I mean ink on anything, except skin. We're not doing that yet, but we're working on it.
Well, I'm trying to do a branding tattoo division thing because it's so easy to sell brand building, and what the hell, you know? Put your name on it. I mean,
Exactly. So any of the tools that you hear today that you would like to have for printed material, consumer awareness guides, newsletters, of course we do business cards and all those things. We also do mail fulfillment from conception to mailing it out the door and tracking your responses. Promotional products. That's the newest thing that we have really started to finally venture into. There's such a need for logoed items. Anything with a logo on it. The response from that type of product is huge when it comes to furnishing those for your clients or prospects. The return is excellent. The ROI is amazing. So come see me. Come get my contact information. I am an expert in my field. And I am very happy to talk with you and help you further your business.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, and give them all a hand because they are actually sponsors of this event. And I'm going to announce Jeff. I mean,
wait, where is he? He's
He'll
not
be
even
back
in
there.
here. I'll talk about him.
Okay.
Because he's not here to talk about himself. But here's the thing. Allclients.com.
Oh, Jeff Shamus. Okay, I thought you were
That's what I'm
okay.
talking about.
All right.
No. So allclients.com is also out there. I guess Jeff is out at lunch. But
Drinking and smoking.
Yeah. But they're created a tool. It's a contact management tool that is for marketing, where you can use all of the things that we talk about in the before unit, where if you're sending postcards or you're doing ads, directing people to a landing page, to a squeeze page, you can create that on All Clients. You can also have the toll-free voicemail on All Clients, and it feeds right into the contact management system. So you generate the lead, it feeds it right into the contact management system where it's got an autoresponder, and you can email them right from the system. And if you're in a business where you're creating tools for other businesses, what they also do, they're the backbone behind our money-making websites product, where they create the system that duplicates your system so that you can sell it to other people. So that's another process that they have. So check them out as well.
Yes.
There you go.
Awesome. And there's Morgan and Puma with Grace Grove who are back there. Also, I've personally been to their retreat center. And if you want to fast for like a week and go through a kidney gallbladder flush or anything bizarre and weird, have colonics, I mean, it's all beautiful. Yes, you could or if you just want to hang out in a beautiful place and just go to a great spot, it's fantastic. So
perfect.
Thank you guys.
There we go.
Appreciate it. All right, we're going to introduce. Here's something cool that we're going to do here. We like to add things, value add to our conference. Instead of it just talking about marketing and making money and all that, we like mixing it up. That's why we have different sorts of individuals and experts here. And so you're going to hear a great 10-minute talk from Jim Shields. And he is a 25K member, an awesome entrepreneur. Author, speaker, international real estate investor. His passion is surfing, and his fascination with mastermind groups led him to co-create something he calls Board Meetings, which is an experiential educational company that specializes in parent-child retreats for successful entrepreneurs and business owners. And I think you'll see, how many of you here have families? Children. And also, this is really interesting, which I didn't know till Jim just informed me this. This will be his last speech this year because he is donating a kidney to his father in 3 weeks. And so, it's pretty awesome. So, give it up for Jim Shills. Thank you. And so pay close attention with what he's about to say. I think you're going to find it really, really useful.
Thanks.
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Thanks, Dean. Okay, just thanks again, Joe, Dean, for having me here. The whole Joe's team, Eunice and Kevin especially. Show of hands real quick to you guys. How many of you are parents out there? Wow. Okay, hold your hands up. Keep them up for 1 minute. And how many of you would say one of the top reasons that you're here working so hard today, or one of the reasons you became an entrepreneur, has something directly to do with your children? More freedoms, more time, better relationship, do cool things, have that mutual trust and respect. Something I've learned and Dr. Hollowell hit on yesterday is entrepreneurs are extremely passionate about their children. Now, I'm not saying that other parents are not passionate, but we entrepreneurs, we have a very special affection for our children. Now, even with this deep passion, though, a lot of entrepreneurs get so caught up in their work that they sacrifice building a meaningful relationship with their children. And that leaves them feeling guilty, depressed, and disconnected. Now, this is a problem that I've seen countless times working with business people for the last 15 years in the wealth creation and personal development arenas. And even though this has been a major issue for entrepreneurs, there's never been a clear solution to help try to solve this problem until now. Now, today I'm going to share with you a 3-step process that has been proven to help bridge any gaps between entrepreneurs and their children. It's fun, and it's very easy to apply into your life. This process helps remove a lot of the questions in your head, like, am I really getting through to my child? Do they appreciate what they really have? It's going to help you understand each other's dreams and passions better, and most importantly, I think, for the first time for a lot of you, this simple technique sets the stage for you to be the one that your children come to for advice instead of their friends or the internet. And a lot of you are probably saying in your head right now, does that include teenagers? Yes, it includes teenagers as well. So let me tell you where this process came from and how it works. My best friend and I have met at the age of 3. So my business partner and I have been best friends since the age of 3, bringing us up to current day. We run a very successful business venture together. But however, when we first started out almost 15 years ago, like most entrepreneurs, we woke up every day feeling frustrated and overwhelmed. Now, lucky for us, we were attending an event in the beginning of our careers here in Phoenix, and we had a small group of successful entrepreneurs who took us under their wing. Now, they were from Australia and New Zealand. I know we have some Aussies here. I don't think we have any Kiwis. But they were from Australia, oh, we do have a Kiwi. They were from Australia and New Zealand, and like my business partner and I, they were surfers. Now, they invited us to start going on surf trips in different areas around the world with them, and we would surf and we would mastermind. We would surf and we would mastermind. And they affectionately referred to these surf trips as board meetings, hence the play on words. And we had incredible breakthroughs with our businesses, and they became more than just business masterminds. As we delved more into experiential education, we got more into personal development, and then finally into relationship building. And I could see the success that my friends and mentors were having with their own families. They were very family-oriented, and I was able to take these lessons, which I called the board meeting principles, and I've brought them back, and now I use them with my own family, which was pretty cool. And as Joe mentioned, I even started doing it with my own father. My dad started surfing at the age of 70. because he was so inspired with what we were doing. So that was pretty cool. Now, as cool as this was with my dad getting involved and then my own kids, which I'll talk to you about, what really made me go after this niche and why we're going from a totally different business into what we're our passion business, which Joe calls it now, I got the honor of sitting in a room. I was invited to sit in a room with a group of parents. Now, it ended up they all had two things in common. One, they ended up all being successful business owners and entrepreneurs. And two, every single one of them had a child with a serious drug or alcohol addiction. And that's why they were there. And I sat in that room that day and I felt completely helpless. When you see a grown man cry over a picture of his 6-year-old daughter, and she's now 17 and he doesn't recognize her, it changes your life. At least it changed mine. And there was nothing I could do to help. I supported the best that I could that day, but I went home and I wrote in my journal one line, and one line only that night. And it was this: there is no substitute for quality time. Not money, not fancy private schools. There is no substitute for quality time. And from there, my best friend and I it became a mission to start to help fight against these kind of disconnects and to help bridge the gaps and help entrepreneurs and children work together. And we did it the only way we knew how. We used experiential education, surfing in the ocean to bring parents and children together. Now, with what I teach you today, you don't have to be a surfer. You don't have to go surfing, although I highly recommend it. But you don't have to use that. But at the core of all of our retreats and all the different things that we do with our entrepreneur clients, what I give you today is the core of everything we do. And it's only 3 steps, and I'm going to share it with you today. It's powerful and it works. And I'm going to give you some very personal examples. What you are going to do with your child, if you want to have a deeper, more meaningful relationship with them, once a quarter, you are going to schedule a board meeting with your child. It has to be a minimum of 4 hours. Now, again, I'm not saying that you have to go surfing. I'm going to explain what it is. There's only 3 steps to our board meetings, okay? Once a quarter, at least 4 hours. 3 steps. First, one-on-one. That doesn't mean you, your spouse, and your child. It means you and your child. It doesn't mean you, your child, and their brothers and sisters one-on-one. And no, this will not take away from the family dynamic the same way where we all played sports. The outfield would practice, the infield would practice, the pitchers and the catchers, then you'd come together and play as a team. I don't have any more time to explain that, but it works. One-on-one is the first rule. Second rule, without electronics. Thanks to Joe and being involved with the 25K group, I got to have a very nice interview and conversation with Dr. Ned Hollowell, who applauded this step because he is the one who's really directing people and saying this is screen sucking, there are a lot of problems. Now, we all know technology has gotten us here and it helps us, but you need to shut off. You don't want to be on your board meeting texting your son saying, wow, this is really fun. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Can't have that. No electronics. And third, and probably the most important step, a fun activity with focused reflection. Now, I could talk about this for days because this simple thing right here is the basis of experiential education, which is the most powerful and most effective and most proven form of education ever on this planet. And this is the basis of it. Fun activity with focused reflection. A fun activity is chosen by your child, not you. If you like to go fishing and your child does not, you're not going to drag them out on a boat for 4 or 5 hours and say, isn't it great that we bonded? They choose the activity, along with focused reflection. Focused reflection is where all of the magic occurs. And it doesn't have to be long. It can be as short as a half an hour or 20 minutes. And what I like to do for my own board meetings with our boys is I try to pull the lesson out of what they've chosen. But you don't have to, because just by having this time together, you've decompressed. You've shown them focused attention, and you will be amazed, because I have had many of entrepreneurs that have told me of what they will open up to you about, teenagers included. The last one, just to give you an example, because I like to have examples for my own self. My 6-year-old chose to go to the water slides. He was terrified of these giant water slides. So we went up. He watched me go down a few times. Then he went down with me a few times. And then he just started going down by himself, where he'd yell every time, "Oh yeah," all the way down. We went for a nice lunch, and after that, we sat on the beach. And the lesson of the day was stepping out of your comfort zone and overcoming your fears. A week later, my business partner came over. He said, "How was your last board meeting?" And he said, "Well, Uncle Frank, if you're going to live your passions, you got to step out of your comfort zone and overcome your fears." And this is a 6-year-old, and that meant a lot to me. Thank you. If a 6-year-old can do it, then you guys can do it, and it doesn't matter what the age is. Again, I said I'm still doing these with my father. Again, out of all the things we do, this simple 3-step process is the core. Once a quarter, at least 4 hours, you will be one-on-one without electronics, a fun activity they have chosen with focused reflection. We have simplified the sciences. This works. I could give you countless testimonials of the people that we have worked with and our friends and mentors who this has worked for, but I'm going to give you one of myself. A few years ago, I met the love of my life. She's here, and I won't look at her because I'll start crying. She was the principal of a local preschool, and when I won her heart, I got 2 beautiful little boys with her because she was divorced with full custody. And me and the boys hit it off famously right away, almost up. So this will be quick. But both boys had trust issues for good reasons, especially Alden, the oldest, who had seen more of a bad situation. When I first met Alden, he was just put on the spectrum at school for autism. He was a terrible student and close to failing, and he suffered from night terrors, which if you don't know what they are, you're lucky, because it means you wake up in a half-conscious state, screaming and yelling. It can take 2 to 3 hours to go to sleep. I knew these things could change, and I knew that this process could be at the core of the change, because I'd seen what it had done for me in my own father's relationship, our clients, and now it was my chance to test it as the dad role. 1 year later, they removed the diagnosis of autism. They retracted it and admitted it to be a misdiagnosis. 1 year later, he went from failing to making the honor roll and was awarded the most improved student of the 3rd grade. And 1 year later, the night terrors were gone. So... sorry, I'm a little emotional this time of year. So, we did this without medication and without therapy. That's not what Alden needed. All he needed was some focused quality time that was not only fun, but it made him feel appreciated and safe. I would have given my entire real estate portfolio for these results. I didn't have to. I followed this simple process. You don't have to either. The one thing I'd say to you before I leave is you deserve the relationship you want with your kids. It'll open up a new creativity and a new inspiration. Don't cheat yourself out of it. It's not too late. I've given you the exact tools to use. You have one thing to do. Go home and schedule your first board meeting with your child. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. That's great. There you go. Totally. Badass. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Ideas worth using in a very short period of time. Because of the importance of what he just said and to really ingrain it, I'd like you to turn to someone you don't know or you haven't spent too much, someone you didn't come with. How about that? Maybe you know each other around you. And 1 minute each, tell them what you got out of it. And even if you have no children, What'd you get out of it? What did it mean to you? How are you going to use it? Okay, 1 minute each.